is enough in the world for everybody's need, but not enough for anybody's greed. So we have to redesign the world on the basis of need and relationships rather than greed and fragmentation.
Well, I think the human race is reaching a very important moment, a point of culmination, and that's why in my work I call it the crossing of the event horizon. We're at this very important moment in our evolution where we have a choice. We can self-destruct, we can continue to do what we have been doing, which is based in competition, in war, in scarcity, or we can learn very important lessons. We can develop new understandings of our universe, realize the connectivity of all things, realize the structure of the vacuum, how we came to be, what is our relationship to the universe. All that is available to us. And so it's a choice we have to make. We're at this crossroad.
That is why we need the advice of profoundly pragmatic and spiritual people like Rumi, who well understood the kind of challenges we face. Why does the soul not fly when it hears the call? Why does the fish, gasping on land but near the water, not move back into the sea? What keeps us from joining the dance the dust particles do? Look at their subtle motions in sunlight. We are out of our cages with our wings spread, yet we do not lift off. We keep collecting rocks and broken bits of pottery, like children pretending they are merchants. We should split the sack of this culture and stick our heads out.
We're living in an amazing time. I think we've reached a certain level of awareness and a certain level of science and philosophy in which we're reaching for a new horizon. We're reaching for a new way of being. And when this occurs, it's very similar to putting energy in an oscillator. You know, you take a system, you put energy in it, it will start oscillating, and it will go into further and further chaotic mode. And if the tensile strength of the object is strong enough, eventually it'll go very, very intense into chaos, and then it'll pop into a new level of resonance in which it calms down and organizes, and then it's able to become more structured and organized again. And I think humanity as a whole is actually at that very intense moment of increasing chaos, because more and more information and more energy has been fed into our system and into our society and into each individual, and we're actually moving to that point where it feels like everything is going to blow apart, and it may, or it may, if we're able to maintain and to connect and to learn to collaborate and to learn to move into new levels together, we'll be able to pop into this new level where everything becomes organized and harmonious again.
Everything appears to be merging toward such an outcome, but despite very advanced sciences, we continue to hold very flawed concepts, even of our larger environment. But as with our approach to religion, cultural differences, economics, and environment, we have been doing everything on the wrong paradigm, which is failing us at a very deep level.
we keep visualizing, and we teach this in schools to all the children, that the solar system has the sun in the middle and planets going in circles around it like this. And I mean, in my school, we even had a little device where you had the sun in the middle and you could turn the little thing on the bottom, and the planets would go around. And you know, is this true? No, absolutely not. In fact, thinking of the solar system this way is equivalent to thinking the Earth is flat. The sun is moving at thousands of miles per second through space, and our planets are following, producing a huge elliptical coil in space. And year after year, we do not trace the same circle in space. We're actually thousands and thousands and millions of miles from where we were the year before. So to think of our solar system as some flat structure that's stationary is again the result of isolating a system and trying to analyze it. And typically when you do so, you get the wrong data. As soon as you open the system and you realize the solar system is inside the galaxy and moving through space, then you realize that actually we're making a pilgrimage, literally, through space as we evolve. And you could even think of it in the concept of a vacuum structure, that we are embedding all of our evolution on the structure of the vacuum as we move through that great spiral we're producing through space. Every single individual on our planet producing that very specific spiral in space, and we could follow it back for any individual all the way back to when they were in the womb of their mother, which connects their spiral with their mother's spiral, and then follow that back and again and again and again. And that is the continuity of the information inside the gene structure of our evolution through space. And now we get a much more complete view of the structure of the mechanics of our evolution.
The earth is on a pilgrimage, and therefore all of us are on a pilgrimage. Once we awaken to this fact, we can all start doing the self-corrective work that any pilgrimage requires and begin programming positive evolution for the journey ahead. If not, we inevitably face our own destruction. Business as usual is no longer an option.
History and time itself may be coming to an end, and it just may be that we, you and I, our generation, our time, and all alive in the world today are living in the end of times as they have been construed and understood up to now, and that a huge phase shift is coming, and we're poised just on the edge of that, and how appalling it would be to face such a phase shift without any idea or any preparation whatsoever. We're completely ignorant and unprepared for what is to come.
The end of a cocoon does not mean the death of the moth. This is extremely important to hold in mind when we discuss the taboo of end times. It is surely because we cling to the shell that has held us this long that we are in denial about the inevitable metamorphosis.
Of course, the wider implications of pilgrimage involve the idea of an evolutionary journey that we're on. Obviously, we face huge global problems. And we are attempting to fix it with band-aid solutions. It will not work. It obviously is not working. So we have to consider other possibilities for ourselves. This is where the pilgrim comes in. A movement from completely stopping the idea of fixing things on the outside to a movement within, to a new understanding of ourselves from the inside. Even world leadership seems to be aware of the fact that we're just putting band-aids on the problems here that we're facing. I think Barack Obama had actually said that when you are getting towards the edge of a cliff, it doesn't matter if you're driving an SUV or a hybrid, you've got to change direction. But what does this change of direction mean for us? I think for me, it means to stop trying to fix things on the outside and to change direction by going to the inside. And this connects us to the idea of an inner evolution that is absolutely vital to our survival as a species.